Here.
Dr. Simmons.
Here.
Ms. Blazewski.
Here.
Mr. Ward.
Here.
Dr. Strickler.
Here. Ooh, that is loud. Hi, everybody. Safety briefing, we have exits on either side down here as well as up at the top. Please exit safely should we need to. Can I get a motion to adopt the meeting agenda for this evening, please?
Second.
Dr. Simmons.
Yes.
Mr. Nye.
Yes.
Ms. Blazewski.
Yes.
Mr. Ward.
Yes.
Dr. Strickler.
Yes. And then next, we have a number of minutes to approve. The approval of 3.1 from our March 3rd meeting, 3.2 from the March 4th Human Resources Committee, approval of the regular meeting March 18th, special meeting March 24th, regular meeting March 31st, and special meeting April 1st. If I could get a motion to approve all of those minutes, 3.1 through 3.6, please.
So moved. Second.
Mr. Nye.
Yes.
Dr. Simmons.
Yes.
Ms. Blazewski.
Yes.
Mr. Ward.
Yes.
Dr. Strickler.
Yes, thank you. All right. We are up to 4.1, executive session. Dr.
Yes.
Simmons.
Pursuant to Ohio Revised Code, Section 121.22G3, I hereby move that the board adjourn to executive session to meet with board legal counsel to discuss disputes involving the board and/or the school district that are subject of pending or imminent court action.
Second.
Dr. Simmons.
Yes.
Ms. Blazewski.
Yes.
Mr. Nye.
Yes.
Mr. Ward.
Yes.
Dr. Strickler.
Yes.
Mr. Nye,
Here.
Dr. Simmons,
Here.
Ms. Wazowski. Here. Mr. Ward.
Here.
Dr. Strickler.
Here. And the next up is item 5.1, the Pledge of Allegiance. And we have an awesome group of students who are going to join us and lead us. Thank you.
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, guys. I appreciate it. We will hear back from you in just a minute. All right. Good evening, everybody. Before we get started, I just want to make a quick statement. I want to thank you all for being here. And before we begin some amazing celebrations, I would just like to provide our community with a brief update on the superintendent search process. We know this is an important moment for our district, and we recognize that our community brings a wide range of perspectives and passion to this process. It has been great to see the level of input and engagement thus far from our community, and we truly appreciate everyone's commitment to Forest Hills. The board is working in partnership with Hamilton County Education Service Center to ensure a structured, fair, and professional search process. The superintendent search began with community input. We asked our stakeholders what they value in the next leader in our district, and that feedback directly shaped the leadership criteria we are using now. The application window closed on April 10th, and the board will meet in executive session at the end of tonight's meeting to review the candidates identified by the Hamilton County Educational Service Center search team. From that pool, the board will select the candidates whose experience and leadership align with the priorities that have been identified by our community. Over the next 2 weeks, we will have 4 rounds of interviews. This includes an opportunity for the community to participate in a Meet the Candidate Night on April 27th at 6 p.m. at Nagel Middle School. This will allow anyone who is interested the chance to hear directly from the finalists and share their perspective with the board. That input will also be considered as part of our decision. Our responsibility is to select the leader who will best serve our students, support our staff, and lead this district forward. Our commitment is to conduct this search thoughtfully, respectfully, and grounded in what's best for our students. We expect to announce a final decision in early May. Tomorrow, we will share the candidates moving forward in the interview process and more details about our upcoming interview process. All of the updates regarding the search will be posted on the superintendent search page on our district website. So we encourage you to please stay engaged, attend our Meet the Candidate Night again on April 27th, and continue to visit the superintendent page of our website for updates. This is where our community will find the most accurate and up-to-date information related to the search. Thank you again for your time and your dedication to Forest Hills. We are thrilled to be here representing you, so thank you. All right, and now we are up to special recognitions, which is such a great thing to do as we head into spring. So item 6.1, we are going to hear from some of the elementary running clubs.
My name is Bo, and running club, I feel like it's a great way to socialize with friends and run after school. My coach is Mrs. Kopris. She's wonderful and she likes to run.
Hi, my name is Finley Liskey. I go to Summit Elementary, and my favorite part about Summit Running Club is that you get to hang out with all your friends after school, and there's 4 different groups, so you don't have to feel uncomfortable about which group you run in and about your speed, and everyone feels welcome.
Excellent. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Margaret Keefe. I'm a 5th grader at Mercer. I'm going to be talking about the Mercer Running Club. I've been in it for about 2 years now. You see, the running club is not just all about running. It's also about having fun, setting goals, and improving every day. Running club makes you feel like you're on a team. Running club helps you stay healthy, but it also helps our minds. After running, I feel less stressed, more focused, and ready to learn. Most importantly, it teaches us not to give up even when it gets hard. We should keep going, and that's a lesson that we should use in school and everywhere. So I hope that more students will join running club because it's motivating and brings people together. I hope this is something that our school community supports for a long time. See you at the 5K. Thank you.
Nice. I wore my 5K shirt to represent. I'm here with you. Ooh.
Good evening, members of the school board. My name is Travis Langevin, and I'm a 4th grade student at Wilson Elementary. I would like to talk about why running club is important to me and other students. Running club helps us stay healthy and active, and it is also really fun. I like being able to run with my friends and challenge myself to get better each time. It has helped me learn how to set goals and not give up. Even when something feels hard, it also gives me something to look forward to after school. I think running club is a great program because it helps students feel strong, confident, and proud of themselves. Thank you for listening.
Thank you. Look at all this Sherwood green. Love it.
Hi, my name is Sam Barquette. I go to Sherwood Elementary. I'm in 4th grade. I ran the 5K 3 times. I've loved running club because the coaches are amazing. My coaches are Coach Tom, and Coach Tommy.
It's true.
Hello, I'm Maggie, and I'm extremely grateful to be sharing what running club means to me. Before running club, running wasn't an activity that I thought would hook on to me. However, one day, my friend Harper introduced me to the club, and I decided to try it out. The first day, I got immediately greeted by Tom the Taco and Tommy the Tater Tot. From that day forward, running club sparked interest for a new activity. Eventually, I ran the Forest Hills 5K and won my age division. Through this club, I've not only grown a passion for running, but I've grown closer friendships who I'm planning to hopefully go into NAGO with. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Real quick, which one of you are Tom the Taco? Tom the Taco?
Thank you all very much.
To our speakers, I teach at the University of Cincinnati, and I will tell you, college students still struggle and are uncomfortable speaking in public. And for you all in elementary school to come down in front of an audience where all eyes are on you and talk about one of your passions it's really admirable, and it's a skill you should jump at any opportunity to continue to develop, right? It's something that it's going to need to be with you your whole life. So really nice job, and way to be brave getting up here tonight.
Absolutely.
Well done.
Can we let them take a group picture?
I assume that's why they're going out.
Oh, they're going, oh, I was gonna like take it in front of the room. Okay, taking a group picture in the hallway.
As one does. All right, and 6.2 is our celebration of our volunteers for the year. So our Volunteer Recognition 2025 will be started off by Mr. Kyle Fender.
Tough acts to follow, but I'll do my best. My volunteer of the year, if something came up, she's not able to be here tonight, but I am going to go ahead and brag on her for a moment anyway, because she absolutely deserves it. I know everybody in here would agree that the school is only as strong as the community that holds it up. And at Anderson High School and across Forest Hills, we are very fortunate to have a community that stands tall. And tonight, I have the distinct honor of recognizing one individual that seems to be everywhere all at once and does a lot of heavy lifting behind the scenes. I want to recognize our PTO president, Kim Baumgartner, as the Anderson High School Volunteer of the Year. She has a tireless work ethic. She's a big picture thinker. She doesn't just see problems, she sees dozens of ways around those problems and how to solve them. And I really enjoy our problem solving conversations. She's a great partner to have. She's always thinking what's going to be the most benefit to students and staff alike, whether it's coming up with complex logistics and reimagining after prom to ensure that our juniors and seniors have a safe and memorable night, or simply just being a constant supportive presence up and down the hallways. Her influence is felt in every classroom at Anderson High School. Quick story that was a lot of fun. Just a few weeks ago during our Wellness Week, Kim was trying to think of a way to inject a little extra life into our Wellness Week and brought up the idea of a rock, paper, scissors competition. And I thought at first, these are high school kids. and staff. Yeah, rock, paper, scissors, what's going to happen? It was the highlight of the year. Kids had beads, they do 1, 2, 3, shoot, and then you'd have to give your beads up if you lost. It took over every lunch, every passing period. It injected life into the school at a time in the school year where we really need the positivity. So I'm greatly appreciative of that concept coming to fruition. And I know that Kim doesn't do any of this work for the accolades, but that's exactly why she deserves them. So I want to thank her for her vision, her stamina, her unwavering commitment to the Anderson Raptors, putting up with my crazy thoughts and ideas as well. She's a phenomenal person, and I'm proud to work with her. So that's Kim Baumgartner for Anderson High School.
Oh, they know their order.
Did you say you weren't doing the board school?
Yeah, I'm just going to make a note. 'cause
Hi,
it's still-
everyone. My name is Heather, and I am the principal at Ayer Elementary. I am here tonight to honor and recognize Kim Uckman as the Volunteer of the Year recipient. She is going to hate everything about all of this, so enjoy this with me. Kim has been an absolute staple volunteer at Ayer for the past 7 years. Most mornings, you will see Kim working in the cafeteria with her earbuds in. She is busy crafting away at something beautiful. She's always making projects for our staff and students. Kim has put in countless volunteer hours over the years. Anything you need, she will do it, or she will work with a group to help make it possible. When I asked our staff what they appreciated the most about Kim's support, comments were shared that Kim is always at Ayer and that she always takes care of everyone in big and small ways. She even somehow recruits her husband on his days off. They're always working on different things for us. The overall theme from our staff was just a huge appreciation and thank you for all of your efforts and support over all of the years, Kim. I asked Charlotte, Kim's daughter and a 6th grader at Ayer, what all of this volunteer work meant to her, and she shared that she just absolutely loves that her mom gets to come to the same school as her and help so many teachers. She said, her words were, "I think it's really cool that she helps all teachers, not just my current teachers." So I thought that was really sweet. Kim's selfless, generous attitude and approach often show up in ways that are behind the scenes and without recognition. But the truth is that she should be recognized publicly because she does so much for so many. It is a pleasure and honor to recognize Kim this evening. We are so thankful for all of your support. Thank you so much.
You've got a fan club.
Good evening, Board of Education, Superintendent Hook. I'm Joy O'Brien. I'm the principal at Maddox, and it is my honor this evening to introduce you to Neelam Haynes. Neelam is the proud mother of Miles Haynes, who's a super 4th grader at Maddox. Neelam serves as the Vice President of Staff Relations on our PTO board and has been doing that job so far for the past 2 years. Neelam takes on many volunteer roles, and she's most often seen in the building at class parties and setting up for many events such as Grand Night, Staff Appreciation Week, Carnival, and monthly staff treat carts, to name a few. Neelam not only sets up for these events, but she also organizes all the details for them. She makes sure to communicate effectively with the staff as well. So yesterday, I received an email from Neelam with a beautiful flyer attached that read, "Thanks for planting the seeds of knowledge." This is the theme for Friday's staff treat cart. So I have no doubt that there will be amazing seed-themed treats on this cart, including food and fun things for the staff to enjoy. I can tell you that on behalf of the entire staff, Neelam, all of these moments are huge bucket fillers, and we always feel loved and appreciated because of them. So I spoke to Neelam's son, Miles. Miles, where are you? There's Miles, yesterday, and I asked him to tell me about his mom and what makes her special. I know. Am I correct? So Miles said, "My mom is really great. She does a lot for me and my sister. She's 4. She works hard for the school, and it's really fun when she comes to my class parties. She spends hours of her day planning fun events for students and the staff, too. My mom is special because she's just a really good mom who puts a lot of time into raising us and taking care of Maddox. She makes Maddox the best school, and I love her very much. So please give a round of applause to our Volunteer of the Year, Neelam Haynes.
Neelam Miles is giving you a standing ovation in the back, so I thought you should know.
Good evening, Superintendent Hook, Forest Hills Board President, Ms. Strickler, and board members. Tonight I have the privilege to recognize someone who has truly made a difference in our school community, our incredible PTO President, Caroline Keith. Caroline is not only a dedicated leader, but a proud mom to Margaret in 5th grade, and then William, who's not here, and then Lucy in 1st grade. Like so many of us, she balances family life with a deep commitment to our school. But what sets her apart is her heart and energy that she brings to everything she does. This year, she's worked tirelessly to create an environment filled with excitement, connection, and inclusion. Behind every event, every communication, and every moment that was brought our families together, there were hours of planning, coordinating with the directors, showing up and volunteering, and then encouraging others to do the same. She doesn't just lead, she lifts everyone else up. When I asked her daughter, Margaret, how she feels about her mom, her response said it all. She said that she is so proud of her mom because she works to have fun events and takes great care of our school. My mom works really hard and she won't give up. Margaret also shared that her favorite memories this year were the family-focused events such as Urban Air and family dance moments that truly brought our community together. And in true kid fashion, she admitted the most embarrassing moment was seeing her mom wearing the puffy eagle costume during lunches, during every lunch. Though I think most of us thought it was just another example of her willingness to go above and beyond to bring joy to our students. Her leadership has made our school stronger, more connected, and joyful. We are grateful for her dedication, spirit, and unwavering commitment to our children. Please join me in thanking and celebrating our wonderful PTO President, Caroline Keith.
Good evening. My name is Tiffany Brennan. I am the principal at Nagel, and I am honored to introduce Debbie Lemon and recognize her as our Volunteer of the Year at Nagel. So Debbie has been volunteering for 9 years in Forest Hills. She started at Maddox. She's joining us at Nagel now. And as we all know, it takes a village. And we know that grandparents are the gift to our kids. And the greatest thing about Debbie is that she shows up, no offense parents, when moms and dads don't want to. And at Nagel, that's at the SOAR store, where our kids get to turn in white tickets to get Jolly Ranchers and candy bars. And Debbie runs our SOAR store once a month. She shows up. She's the person that when we say, we need someone to be here, who do we call? We call Debbie. And so we're so grateful for you. I did ask your grandsons about you. And if you've talked to middle school boys about what they appreciate about a person, they said she always gets us food. They appreciate that. But they also said that you're always showing up and you cheer them on and you're there to support them. You show up at their sporting events. You do it all, and we appreciate that. And they also said it's really cool that their friends know their grandma. So we're so grateful for you and the work that we do, and we appreciate you.
Good afternoon, board, and all of our esteemed guests. I appreciate you, first of all, giving us the 20 minutes to talk tonight. So thank you. I really appreciate that.
Only 20? That's all you need? All right.
I'll keep it short.
Okay.
It's an absolute honor to stand before you tonight to recognize the Sherwood Elementary Volunteer of the Year for 25-26, Mrs. Courtney Preeser, who is also the mom of two wonderful kids, Bryn and Gage. Courtney is quite simply the kind of volunteer every principal dreams of having. For the past 3 years, she served as a vice president on our PTO board, but her title only scratches the surface of her impact. If there's a light on at Sherwood or some sort of activity going on, I can guarantee you that Courtney is there and is at the heart of whatever is going on. Her leadership has been instrumental in the big moments. She's chaired or served as a key volunteer for for our website management, Spiritware, book fair. She's been the engine behind some of our family game nights, skate nights, and school dances. Whether it's coordinating high school volunteers for our theater productions or promoting wellness through our Healthy Habits programs, Courtney ensures our initiatives aren't just completed, but they're absolutely exceptional. However, what truly makes Courtney remarkable is her quiet presence in the small moments. When something needs to be done, she is always there, whether it's the copy room or we need volunteers for some sort of event, she's always there, like the back to school bash or carnival, Mother's Day flower sale, all that stuff. She is always there filling in the gaps that people don't even know exist. She's always there. She doesn't seek the spotlight, she simply seeks to serve. Whether she's organizing a school-wide walkathon or helping out in the classroom party, her goal is always the same, to make sure we're a better place for our students, our staff, and our families. And I asked her daughter, Bryn, if she were standing up here today, what would she want to tell all of you about her mom? But it was great. She kind of kicked back and smiled, and it was so genuine. And she said, my mom works really hard, and she loves all the people at Sherwood. And I just thought that was great. What a great role model you've been for her. So Courtney, we're so incredibly grateful for your unwavering support, your balanced energy, and your heart for our community on behalf of the entire Sherwood family. Thank you for everything you do for us.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Kyle Mack. I'm the principal at Summit Elementary. I do want to say I think I got set up here a little bit. I was told to keep my comments very brief. I don't know if that's because of my reputation or if I'm getting punked by everyone else. So I just want to say the brevity of this has nothing to do with the quality of the candidate that I have brought forth to you this evening. Okay. All right. Not only has she accumulated the most service hours combined within our classrooms and throughout our building, but if there is a PTO event happening at Summit or through Summit, you can be assured Tracy Smith is the one leading it, supporting it, or quietly making it happen behind the scenes. As our VP of Communication, Room Parent Chair, 6th grade graduation chair, I'm sure there are other chairs, I was just trying to go through as quickly as I possibly could. Her tireless work makes her a vital part of the heartbeat of the Summit Hive. In addition to that, her collaborative work on the Summit Strong fundraiser alone was a major undertaking. On top of all of those accolades and all the ways in which she served Summit, her ever-present smile and joyful attitude invigorates the spirit of our community. And we are honored to recognize Tracy Smith as our Volunteer of the Year at Summit Elementary School.
Clear and concise, Kyle. I like it.
My name is Andy Jados, and I'm the principal at Turpin High School. I have the honor to recognize Amy Heiss today. And I could go on and on. One thing I would say is I've never been around anybody that's been more focused on supporting students and staff in this role. She goes above and beyond constantly. And just take a moment on that focus. I have a short story that happened 17 minutes ago. Amy comes up and I said, Amy, I'm really excited. I've got 17 minutes that I'm going to talk about you. And she said, you shouldn't have done this, and it's going to be 1 minute. That's her focus, okay? So 2 fun things for Amy. Number 1, this is the board agenda. And number 2, because I don't need a speech to know what I want to say about Amy. And then number 2, we're already over a minute. But the other part I'll say about Amy is just so creative, and all the ideas that she's able to get and how she leads this group. And it's by far the best supportive group I've ever been around. And one thing that she does, she'll meet during the day if it works best for the group. She'll meet in the evening. She'll meet at different places out in the community. And she even, one time even opened up her home to have 10 to 12 people in her house. And the reason why I think that's important, I've lived in my home for 3 years, 3 people have been there, 2 are repairmen, and 1 was a break-in. I'd rather not get into it. But that's been it. I mean, central office still doesn't necessarily have my accurate address. So, and to open up her home, to have people come in, because she knew that just to kind of get that familiarity with everyone, to build friendship, to collaborate, and make everyone feel at ease. And she does an amazing job, and she's been doing this for a long time. I don't know if I'm allowed to say this, but 2015, she won this award from Wilson Elementary, and then here she is 11 years later winning at Turpin. Amy Heiss.
Good evening. My name is Erin Sines. I'm the principal at Wilson Elementary, and I'm here with Jean Bodie, our school counselor, to recognize Mana Hale as our Volunteer of the Year for Wilson.
Good evening. It has been my honor to work alongside Mana Hale since 2021. Mana has served as our family representative on our Tier 1 PBIS team, our Wilson Way. Her voice has been open, honest, and trusted on our team, which has led us to gold recognition for a number of years. So we're so grateful for her to be a part of that. Mana has also stepped up, bringing her energy for our blue card acknowledgments like bingo, popcorn with people, hot cocoa and crafts, and propagation station where kids can cash in their blue cards to plant plants. Mana has shown up for every one of these events. She is organized, she is ready. I can take a sigh knowing that Mana has got it. Talking to our teachers today, they shared that Mana has always been so encouraging to them through her years at Wilson Elementary. And they think that this recognition is well deserved. Mana has been steadfast, trusted, reliable, and honestly, just plain fun to be around.
However, her impact doesn't stop there. During Healthy Habits Week, Mana has helped introduce our students to new foods and experiences during Try Something New Tuesday, encouraging them to step outside their comfort zone and try something new. What truly sets Mana apart is who she is as a person. She brings a calm, welcoming presence into every space she enters. She builds genuine, authentic connections with students, staff, and families. There's just something about her warmth, her kindness, her vibe, that makes you want to sit down, talk, and get to know her better. Most importantly, Mana always puts kids first. She has a special way of bringing people together and creating a sense of belonging within our school community. When I asked her 6th grade son, Tiber, what he enjoys most about his mom being involved at Wilson, he's right over up there, he shared that she is very caring and always has his back. He especially enjoys seeing her in the morning when he gets off the bus, describing it as both cool and unexpected. She is highly task-oriented, consistently completing responsibilities on time, and demonstrates strong time management skills. Mana, thank you for your unwavering commitment, your positivity, and the countless ways you've made Wilson a better place. Thank you for consistently demonstrating the Wilson way each and every day. As a valued part of the Wilson community for the past 10 years, you will truly be missed. We are glad we will see you out and about as you continue to be a part of the Forest Hills Foundation for Education. Thank you so much.
Lots of movement. We decided to move it earlier in the meeting, moving forward, just as part of a celebration and recognition that that's why we're all here, right? We're here to celebrate the amazing things that are happening with our students, our educators, our families, and our communities. So moving forward next month, we will be back to our board highlights. Tonight, we just wanted to leave that time for acknowledging our amazing volunteers. So if we can give them one more round of applause as they exit stage left. Item 7.1, Forest Hills Teachers Association Report. Mr. Preston.
Well,
Good evening to each of you, Board of Education members. Happy April. Our staff and students had a much-needed pause last week during spring break. They returned this week ready to tackle the remainder of the school year. As I mentioned last month, staff have worked hard to prepare students for state testing while also maintaining engaging and meaningful instruction. We appreciate the continued collaboration with building administration that helps to ensure testing runs as smoothly as possible and minimizes disruptions to learning. While the final stretch of school is approaching, classrooms will be filled with culminating projects, field trips, performances, and exhibitions of student learning. These events are important and highlight the growth of students they have made throughout the year. They also give opportunities for families to engage and celebrate their accomplishments. Lastly, teachers are balancing instructional priorities, transitions, and reflecting on our current year and preparation, yes, already for next year. FHTA remains committed to finishing strong and helping to continue to ensure success for all of our students. Thank you.
Thank you. All right, Forest Hills Foundation for Education report. Tonight we have Amy Dunleavy and Lindsay Weider.
Hello. Ooh, is that good? Can you guys hear me? All right.
Wider, I'm so sorry. Lindsay Weider. I should know that with Biederman, right? So I realized the problem when I said it. Amy Dunleavy and Lindsay Weider.
Thank you much. We are not Stacy, but we're going to channel her energy as much as we can. That might be hard to match, but we are here to represent the foundation tonight and the 5K that's coming up. So 24 days, we've got the 5K. Like you said, my name is Amy Dunleavy, and I am on the planning committee this year. My specific role is kind of being the liaison for all of the wonderful running clubs that we got to hear about a little bit ago. So I have been working with them and helping them through this year so far. Let's see, the 5K is more than just a distance. It's more than just a pace, and it's more than just crossing a finish line. It's about showing up, and it's about showing up for the kids. It's about the moments that we don't always get to see, the opportunities that we help create, the quiet confidence that grows when a child feels appreciated and supported. On Saturday, May 9th, we come together as a community, walking, running, giving, and lifting each other up. Because every step that's taken, every dollar that's given, and every hour that's volunteered directly supports all of the students here in Forest Hills. So whether you register, donate, or volunteer, know this: what you do matters. A big thanks to all of our 2026 Forest Hills 5K sponsors. We have a whole ton, you can sign up and register here. But thanks to all of the students who also submitted art for the Bar 3 Packet pickup bag, and Gavin Hill, who, he's here, nope. But his artwork was selected for the contest and will be displayed on the pickup bag. So congrats, Gavin.
Oh, that's cool. Beautiful, I love that. Oh, nice. Love that. So mark your calendars. Coming up on April 30th at Wandering Monsters, we will have a 5K pre-party. Stop by anytime between 5 and 8, and we'll have all sorts of free raffles, some family-friendly fun, and it'll be just a great way to get excited for the 5K and support the kids, because small steps lead to something bigger than all of us. Be a part of that impact.
The Forest Hills 5K is more than a race. It's a reflection of who we are as a community. I am Lindsay Weider, and I am proud to be a part of the team for the Forest Hills 5K event, and specifically I'm helping with volunteers. So if you know anybody, or if you would like to volunteer, we need lots of volunteers. It takes about 300 volunteers for us to put on this event. It takes everybody, so it's students, parents, teachers, neighbors, everybody that we can. Because volunteering isn't a part of giving time, it's about building connection, creating community, and showing our students what it means to lead, to serve, and to care. Check out the many ways you can volunteer. Every role matters, every hour matters, and every person matters. volunteers. On Saturday, May 9th, you can be a part of it, whether you run, walk, donate, cheer, or volunteer. Because we come together, we don't just support our students, we surround them with possibilities. We hope to see you all there and reach our goal of 180,000. So small steps, big impact. Join us for the 2026 Forest Hills 5K. Hope to see you on May 9th.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Next up on the agenda, we have public commentary. We do not have any public speakers this evening, so I am going to skip by that section and take us to 9.1, the superintendent update. I mean, we had lots of public speakers, great celebrations.
Thank you, President Biederman and members of the board. First of all, just a real quick update. I want to special thanks to Bob Buck, our Director of Elementary Education, and Chuck Ogden for Director of Secondary Education as we began looking at Celebrating America 250. Building-wide initiatives kick off as early as April 21st at the secondary level. It's not a one-time thing. It's going to be throughout the month. It's going to be into the summer. We got a big hoopla going on, obviously on the 4th of July that we participate in, especially the secondary with our bands and our cheerleaders, etc. May 4th kicks off a series of events for elementary as well. These, like I said, these involve summer and they will carry into next school year. Okay, so it's not just a one and done type of thing. So they started to develop a patriotic handbook, and I will share that with you at our next board update. I'll push it out to you. It's a little detailed and I'm trying to be a little brief, but you can kind of see a lot of the things that they've got celebrating. It's been quite a collaboration with teachers, staff members, as well as principals, getting together, talking about what it is, how to frame it, and how to put those things into place. There's art contests, celebrity, there's going to be some songs, obviously classroom lessons, and more. Again, I mentioned already the Anderson Township 4th of July parade, so if you are in town, you are definitely going to want to be there for that. It will likely be a big one, so we're pretty excited about that. Again, regular ongoing activities will carry throughout next school year as well. But just a massive shout out to the incredible educators, that really spent the time to sit down and kind of give it some really the due diligence and thought that it needed to be, and put this together. And again, I'll push that out in a board update, but again, special thanks to Chuck and to Bob for leading the groups and getting that really going. So thank you very much.
Thank you both. I'm excited to hear more.
Yeah, it'll be cool. It's about 3 pages, and I don't think you want me to spend that much time on it, so you can read it at your leisure. Next, I just wanted real quickly, we finished our winter sports success. Winter sports have concluded. We're into spring, at least when the weather's nice. You found out what it's like when the weather is nice. There is no parking anywhere at any high school when the weather is nice because you got rain dates you're making up, plus, the regularly scheduled events. But I just wanted to show, I just put a little collage together. Thanks, Josh, for helping me find those. It's on the next slide. But just moving around there, just a shout out to all of our athletes who continually put a positive foot forward, representing their schools, representing our communities. Anderson boys basketball are district runners up. Moving right to left at the top, you got our state runners up. Turpin cheerleaders. Okay, game day build. It's the highest finish ever for the Turpin cheerleaders, so congratulations. Turpin gymnastics were city champs, 3rd place in the Southwest District. 4 athletes went on to state competition. Boys Turpin and dive. Truman Ragassi competed at state level, so he got out of regionals, which is a big deal. And then the Anderson dance team competed at state in jazz, hip hop, and pom categories. The Anderson boys wrestling, congratulations to Marshall Morency, who was a district champion and actually placed 7th at the state meeting. So if you've ever, probably not ever been to one, but if you ever get a chance to take in a state wrestling championship up in Columbus,
It's awesome.
it is a sight to be seen, and it's a wowzer. And congratulations to everybody. There's so many more things to celebrate. Certainly couldn't fit them on one slide, but just wanted to highlight a couple of those major accomplishments. Also want to shout out to Nagel March Madness. This was pretty cool, even though my brackets were really horrible this year. Boy, oh boy, oh boy. Yeah, I got one guy from Michigan that talked about that. But anyway, March Madness up at Nagel. What happened is each advisory picked the college basketball team that was in, and they got to decorate their doors. There was a competition, friendly competition, but it was more than just decorating. They had to do some research on the school. So whether your team was Texas Tech or Arizona or Duke or any of the teams that made it into the March Madness, you had to have that all implemented on your door. It was quite neat. And then central office and others got to go over one morning and actually judge. And it was tough. There's some talented kids, and just some of those doors were really cool. Some history, cost, what's their specialty, different things. I just thought it was really cool. And so great job from the Nagel group making some fun out of March Madness. So the final one, I just real quickly, we just got some of this in the strategic planning monitoring. So we're still in the digestion phase. We did got some polling on some of our student responses. So in section 1.1, providing engaging and innovative and inclusive educational experiences for all learners. We've started pulling in that data. We just got it here, not long ago, and we had spring break. So we'll have more of that in May so that we can dig down a little bit deeper. But the buildings will really go into it deeply, because when they look at, they take their kids, their unit, because there may be some tweaks that are a little bit different at one school versus another school. We also had promoting opportunities. You can see those up there. I'm not going to read those for you. But we've compiled a lot of information and digesting that. And I'm happy to report that we noticed some slight increases in students feeling welcome and connected compared to the fall when we took the same questions were asked. Again, this is more on strategy 1. We also noticed a pretty significant increase from the fall when looking at students receiving feedback on their work. Obviously critical and important in strategy 2. So we're looking into those results, digging into them, and we'll be digging into those at a building level as well. But we'll share more of that next month for you. So that concludes my report.
Excellent, thank you.
Thank you, Larry, and especially thank you for the work that you and Chuck and Bob have done on the America's 250th. I'm just so pleased to see the variety of things that the district is doing.
They did great.
Yeah. All right, item 10, we are going to begin the consent agenda, starting with human resources. Mr. Fellows, up on deck.
I don't want to read the foundation speech again.
Oh.
Thank you. Yeah, I appreciate that. Good evening to the board. Pretty straightforward agenda this evening. I'm going to highlight a few retirements, the first of whom is Larry Pornoy. He's been at Anderson High School 18 years. He was 13 years, maybe 14 at Coleraine before he joined us here. He will be mid-year retirement, so we get him for a little bit longer, but we're going to go ahead and make it official now and wish him the best over the summer, gearing up for the last semester and a half, I suppose. On the classified side, a combined 70 years of tenure in the school district. And these are folks that make a difference every single day in our cafeterias, our cooks, and also our bus drivers. So I'm going to take a moment to lament the fact that Ms. Stamper has really brought the excitement to the drivers with her costumes. She dresses up all the time for all the holidays, makes it really fun and engaging for the kids. And her presence down there in the transportation team is going to be missed for sure. Likewise at Turpin, losing two that have been in our district for quite a while, and seeing kids, thousands of them come through and helping to make sure that they get a healthy lunch and a friendly face, and wish them all the best as well. We do get Lisa for just a little bit longer starting out in August, but she's going to retire September 1. So wish all of them the best and deep gratitude for their time in Forest Hills. Moving down in the agenda, you'll note that our appointment sections are going to continue to kind of grow this time. I'm really proud to report just the number of new hires that we've been actively working to make and to finalize. You'll see a number of those on the certified side this evening, 14 new individuals on the certified side coming in. You know, with each of those that are going to be approved this evening, there's hours and hours and hours of, as you can imagine, vetting process. And I shared in a prior board update just the volume of candidates that we've had for some of these certified positions. And without question, the future remains very strong. I'm very proud of each of these individuals. And I want to emphasize one in particular. And I don't normally do this. However, I also don't normally have certified individuals, new hires, who show up to a board meeting when on the conditional offer letter it says your presence is not required. And she's sitting behind me, and I happen to know her because she was a student at Anderson High School, and she's a product of Forest Hills. She went to Sherwood and Nagel, and she's still behind me, right? I didn't look.
She is,
Okay.
yes. We're all staring her down
Just
now.
checking. And she's sitting up there, just super eager to get going, and it's just a really, really fitting symbol of just the joy that I know many, all of our folks as they're coming in, experience. And this one's super special. Small story. Final interview, central office, Mr. Hamilton, myself, and Franny, okay? And Franny walks in, she's comfortable because she knows us, and she lights up the upper conference room up there. We start talking, we go through the whole thing, and pretty much final question was, you know, what was it that got you eager to get into education? And without question, without hesitation, she immediately said, 5th grade teacher, Mrs. Kramer at Sherwood Elementary. And she proceeded to talk about why Ms. Kramer had such an impact on her. Well, Mr. Hamilton, unbeknownst to Franny, had arranged for Ms. Kramer to be there at that final interview. And it was like we should have filmed it, because we opened the door and she's right there. They were all crying. I was like tearing up. Dan was a mess, you know. But it was the most special moment and super fitting. As a product of Forest Hills, we have a number of those folks coming back to us. She was part of the Teacher Academy. She's just kind of like in it. So really excited for her and the other 14 that are listed there.
Welcome
yeah.
aboard.
Yeah. So, yeah. And then the rest of the report is there, a number of appointments for spring supplementals and volunteers closing out the year. I will note I've got a couple salary schedules on there for next year's subs, really just to help payroll get things organized in advance over the summer. Any questions?
Yeah, Rob, I messaged you earlier today, but I had noticed on the appointment, item D, the appointment personnel items, there are several appointments for work beyond contracts for innovation and AI curriculum work. I was just curious more about kind of what that work entailed and the strategies the district is engaging in to evolve with technology.
So in February, when I was not here, Chuck stood up here and did his best Rob, and I'm going to do my best Chuck right now because that's his team that he's kind of overseeing as part of our initiatives with AI. And they've met over the course of this school year. This is specifically a day in June 4, right, after we let out, but before everybody gets gone into the summer. Chance for that team to come together to kind of debrief whole scale over the scope and sequence of this past year, to kind of shore up, some of the plans and opportunities for their work moving forward. Really digging into some of the, Google AI, Gemini, Notebook LM, that kind of thing, and really planning out their dates and the kind of the curriculum for next year, as well as identifying, structures to get in place where there's some kind of vertical and horizontal alignment across the district for some turnkey PD opportunities next year. That's the focus of the day.
Yeah.
How did I do, Chuck?
Yeah, I'd love to hear, at the July or August meeting, maybe kind of what comes of that meeting, what you all found, what you're all implementing, and kind of how it's going to be integrated into the curriculum at all the levels, maybe at some point in late summer. That'd be great. Okay.
Any other questions? That concludes my report. Thank you.
Thank you. Teaching and learning, Mr. Ogden.
Good evening. I have one item on the agenda that is an overnight field trip for one of our Nagel students, Elise Von Ullman, to compete in the Power of Pen at Ashland University in the middle of May. Any questions?
What is that? What is Power of the Pen?
Okay, so Power of Pen is a writing competition. Actually, Mr. Moore and I, being former middle school principals, we were like, wow, it's still around. That's awesome.
It is. It's been around a long
So
time.
it's a national writing competition in which students compete. We actually haven't had a nomination in a while, and so we're pretty excited to get somebody up there and continue in the competition within writing and composition.
Yeah, awesome.
Thank you.
Go Elise.
Thank you.
Item 12.1, Treasurer's Report. Mrs. Cropper.
All right, new format for our monthly financial reports tonight. I hope you've had a chance to look over them. Our purpose here, we worked with the Finance Committee, Ms. Wazowski and Dr. Simmons, and I hope that I have adequately put together what we came out of that meeting. If not, we can continue to work on these so that they meet the board's objective. What we'd like to do is present an executive summary in the board meeting, but then there are links, and you can click on the link if you want the same detail that you've always had.
It looks very sharp, thank you.
Well,
It
good.
does.
Looking at this past month, we had donations of $21,000, which brings our donations to date of $268,000. Revenue summary in our general fund, we have received 81% of the revenues we would expect to received for the whole year was 75% of our year past. Annual revenues, so received during the past month include our excess cost revenue of $285,000, and that's 16% over what it was the previous year. Expenditures, we have spent 73% of what we have appropriated, with 75% of our years past. And major expenditure that we had during the month of March was our annual insurance premium, which John, Mr. Eckert presented last month. We pay it annually about $615,000. So from April 1 through March 31st. So that was the major expenditure out of our norm during the month of March. There you can see, you can click on all the other permanent improvements. I call your attention to the investment income. We are on track to earn our projected $2.5 million for the year. So on track there, that's looking good. Other than that, we do have some permanent appropriation changes this year, increased costs for the turf project. We've gotten some grants, some additional grants the past month from the foundation, and an increase in the bus safety grant. So that said, I'd be anxious to hear any comments. Any changes you would like to make, you could email them to me. And as always, the cash position report is there for you to look at. That said, any questions on the financial report for the month and the fiscal year to date into March 31, 2026?
This is great.
The links were really helpful in advance to have it all right here. Thank you.
Thanks.
Nice
For the
work,
rest of the board,
fiscal
what we
team.
talked about is, obviously our board meetings were getting pretty lengthy there for our first few ones. And we're just kind of talking about like what needed to be shared publicly, what was legally obligated to be shared publicly, but also making sure that we are being transparent and reporting district finances. And so providing an executive summary with the necessary information and then allowing us to be able to follow up with specific questions to Alana, or if any other issues arose, was what we're shooting for. I really like this format.
I concur. I just think that what you've done with the format to make sure that everything is available to the people who want to see it, and that you can look at it more quickly and see what people are typically most interested in, but then people who like the additional details still have that accessible to them. I really love what you've done.
Oh, great. I'm glad it meets your expectations. And as you directed, I will be working with Josh to make sure we have a place on the treasurer's website, so that these monthly reports rest there as well as in board docs.
Yep.
So.
Yeah, so that's another big piece, is how people can find it. Right now, it's in board docs as part of the agenda, but we will have a place in the treasurer's report. And I think one really important aspect of this month's report is the appendices related to the permanent improvement funds. I just want to continue to tell the story of how the community's money is being used. These permanent improvement funds were part of the last levy that was passed. We had the general levy, right? And then we had the permanent improvement funds to address several repairs and upgrades that were necessary in our district to keep our buildings running into the long term. And so folks can go in and see the projects that either were completed or are still scheduled to be completed this year, how much they cost, how much their estimates were. And I mean, you can just see the tangible evidence of the improvements made to our district that our community source support has funded. So thank you to everybody in the community for continuing to support our district, and I appreciate that detail in this report, Alana.
And those columns and the pie charts that show what we expected something to be and then what it actually is, I think just makes it so easy for somebody to benchmark whether they've been following along from month to month or not. So all of those, I think, make it really easily accessible for our whole community.
Agreed.
Good. That said, I respectfully request that you approve the treasurer's report as part of the consent agenda, which began with agenda item 10.1 and concluded with item 12.1.
All right, I'll make a motion to approve the consent agenda, item 10.1 through 12.1.
Second.
Dr. Strickler?
Yes.
Ms. Wazowski?
Yes.
Mr. Nye?
Yes.
Dr. Simmons?
Yes.
Mr. Ward?
Yes.
All right, next item up, 13.1, is board discussion, so I'll open the floor.
I'll go ahead and go. I know we're holding off on the highlights until next month. So I really just wanted to kind of thank the community for the participation in the early stages of the superintendent search. We had a ton of people, I think over 800 took the survey. We had about it was 200 or so that signed up to try to be part of the participation groups. I think we narrowed it down to like 80 based on who could make the days available.
Everybody was invited.
Yeah, right. Everyone who signed up was invited. It was great to see so many people in the community come out and tell us what they're looking for. I appreciate that, and I just wanted the community to know that their input and their effort in making the time to get to us and share their perspectives is appreciated. So thank you.
And all that information is available both on the district's social media page as well as a designated page on our district's website, so the community can follow along with the progress. The leadership profile that came from the community feedback is up there. The job announcements up there, so everybody can see every step in the process along the way.
Great point.
Yeah, to piggyback on that, I wanted to thank Josh Bazan for all of his work in making sure that the whole process was as transparent as possible. We didn't know what kind of a response we would get both to the survey and the number of people who wanted to be in the focus groups, and I'm just so thankful that we were able to invite every single person who wanted to be in a focus group into the focus group, because we love to see that broad participation from the community. So really making sure that people are aware that we have in-person ways, we have asynchronous ways, there are ways coming up to still be part of the process and to still make your voice heard and to still be part of this community through this process. I think you've just done a wonderful job, Josh, and your team.
I guess for the discussion, I had a couple things I wanted to add. For those of you that only are following the school board meetings and not the trustees or parks meetings, we had a board collaborative meeting on March 24th with the school board, the trustees, and the parks board all together, which I can't remember, they say it was the first time since 2015?
I think so.
2015?
That the full boards were.
That the full boards all got together for formal meetings. And what's ironic about that is back in 2015, the discussion was around what to do with Beach Acres land and potentially a rec center. And here we are 11 years later, and that was the purpose of this meeting too. But I left that meeting feeling so optimistic, just about, one, that there's collaboration and communication taking place, but two, just the desire to get something done. And I think that for those in the community that are really interested in this project, like, it's going to take some time, because I think all the entities want to do it right. The Parks Board is going to engage in a feasibility study. The district, at some point here, we're going to do a long-term, what do we call it? Land use facility study. We met with the trustees and some of the Parks Board members on April 1st to get a better sense of the township's comprehensive plan and how the district fits into that. And so we're trying to look for some creative ways of how we can use township resources, share our collective resources, and make sure we're communicating so we're not replicating efforts, and that if this center comes to fruition, that it meets the community's needs. And part of those needs are needs of the school district, whether that be a pool or classroom space or kindergarten space or offices or like whatever it might be. So we don't have multiple entities all asking for money from the same group of community members. So stay tuned on that. It's going to be a long process, but I left feeling optimistic and really appreciate the collaboration from the other boards.
And if I could jump in on that, the Township Comprehensive Plan Steering Committee is meeting right now, I think. So I think it's the only one where it conflicts with our meetings, but I'm sure some of us are going to be attending some of those meetings, not as committee members, board members, but as community members. And so to anyone out there who's listening, all three of you, 5 of you, whatever, anyone who's listening in, what we discussed on the April, was it first or second meeting, the early April meeting, is that there can be a series of engagement opportunities to weigh in on what the comprehensive plan for the township looks like over the next 6 or so months, with the goal of adopting a plan, I think, late this year, early next year, which is sort of a 5-year, which they renew every 5 years, but which is a 20-year look forward. So participate in that if you can for the township, because that's going to figure into what we do here in the district, of course.
Absolutely.
I also just want to acknowledge the volunteers that were awarded tonight. They obviously aren't all the volunteers. I mean, a bunch of the speakers said it takes a village, but just, oftentimes, we acknowledge our teachers and our staff and the students, but, those folks, the teachers and staff can't do their jobs without the volunteers. So thank you so much for your time and the work you put in. And then lastly, Larry, I love, the 250 celebration stuff. Anytime that we can engage in, have our students engage in, larger discourse or pop culture aspects of society and learn more about them, it's awesome. The final, or the NCAA tournament activity that we did at Nagel, again, awesome opportunity. I was curious about that. This is not meant to come off as any kind of negative perception, but was the women's tournament included in that also?
Good question.
And if not, I would love, was it both? Awesome. That's awesome. I know there's a lot of overlap in schools, but always looking for opportunities to raise up women's sports as well, and March Madness is a good time when women's sports are highlighted. So love to hear that they were included in that as well. So thank you. That's all I have.
I think I saw the UConn women.
There you go. Yep.
Tough one.
Just to expand on the trustee park collaboration for just a minute, so that the board is aware, we are also trying to reignite prior meetings that used to happen just with some key leadership across all three organizations. So we actually met yesterday morning. That was just yesterday. These weeks are long, amazing, but long. So we met yesterday morning with just a couple representatives from the township and from the parks, just to continue the conversation about what the next steps with the parks are in terms of their work, and actually stepping back a little bit and looking at a broader needs assessment. They asked that we shut out the comprehensive plan. So Jeff, thank you for making sure that message gets out to the broader audience. And I think probably in the fall, we will have some of the township administrators in to help share that work here as well.
Tommy Taco?
I don't think that'll be Tommy Taco, but I could be wrong, I don't know. We talked about some different very early stage collaborative ideas for how we could be working together on improvements around the township. And then just as one point of caution and awareness and concern across all three organizations, we did again hit upon a little bit of the concern around property taxes and the current potential constitutional amendment to get rid of property taxes without any diligent conversation about how the current services and supports and resources that are provided with property taxes would be funded. And that includes, again, the township, the parks, the schools, safety, police, fire, libraries, and the list goes on. And so there is grave concern that we continue to make our entire community aware that there is question out there about amendments to get rid of property taxes, but without true diligent conversation about where the money is going to come to fund our resources, that is a very scary proposition. So we just want to continue to make the community aware. These are the resources I think that we moved here for. I know our family moved here for the schools and the parks and the township and the libraries and all the things we have access to, and recognizing that this isn't just a question about what we pay in property taxes, but it's the economic impact that all of those different resources provide, and it's the great community that they help create that we don't want to unintentionally disadvantage without truly understanding the impact.
As Alana's highlighted before, that 81% of our district's revenue comes from property taxes?
72 of our general fund.
72 from the general fund. I made that number up.
I think that's how much of our yearly input goes to teachers, I think. Is that where it's?
85%.
85. I think that's probably where that number comes from. Yes. Ballpark, yes.
It is a massive chunk of our district's revenue is the property taxes. And so just to put that in perspective of what that would actually mean.
Yeah. So the three entities are talking about even working together this summer when the publications come out through the three different organizations, that we will have input into sharing information about our economic impact and what would be the detrimental effects of those property tax changes. So stay tuned for more information on that. And then my only other comment I wanted to come back to, at our last meeting, we started to discuss in our regular meeting, Nagel Connection Day, which is May 28th. I think, first of all, I think it's amazing that we all had interest in being there. Nagel had reached out to say, could we have a board member representation, and we were gonna rock, paper, scissors for it, I think. So I love the enthusiasm of this board. And then we had some questions about the dates. So there is a separate date, Mr. Nye, for specific roles, and that's when you've been invited for your legal expertise. So for board members, it is May 28th, 9 to 10:50 in the morning. I asked whether it just needed to be one board member or whether it could be two and we could duke it out. They said the more the merrier. So we, at some point before May 28th, need to come to a decision as to who is representing, but now at least we know the official date and time. 9 to 10:50 is what had come from Jody. I do think then there are some small breakout sessions during the morning, so you might want to book 9 to 12 if you are looking at doing it.
Do we want to look at calendars now, just to see who's available?
I think
I
we
said
could.
in our work session that I had done this last year, and I'd be happy to let you guys do it. If
defer.
you're not available, I am free, so.
Yes.
We don't have to look at calendars now, but
I'm free.
maybe we might as well, I don't know.
Are you not in school, Jody?
Nope, I'm wide open.
Oh, well, there you go.
Yes, I'm free as well.
Was there, I think there was another panel that went after that from 11 to 1 or something. Did they want the same people to do both?
Guided Q&A panel is 9 to 9:50, breakout sessions, 30 minutes, 10:45 to 12:15 is what I have. So I guess the entirety would be 9 to 12:15. I am happy to defer this year, assuming they'll invite us again next year, because I'll have a Nagel Nighthawk next year, so I'll duke it out for it then. So I'm willing to defer this year if two others would like to be the participants this year.
I would love to do it.
I also have a Nagel student next year, not this year, so. Aaron,
I have
do you
a
have one
Nagel student
now?
I have one now.
Do you want to go this year?
So Jason and Aaron, do you want to go this year, and we'll?
Does it work in your calendar, Aaron?
No, I did it last year, so I want you guys to have the opportunity.
He
Plus,
did it last
I
year,
actually-
and you're going for the legal
And
role on
on
the
the
28th.
26th,
Yes.
and I picked up another one for the Outsiders mock trial on the
Oh, I'm doing
1st and the
that.
8th. Okay.
Wait, I'm doing mine on the 7th.
Well, okay.
All right, Jason and Wynn, or
I
Jason
better
and
check the date, but.
Jason and
You know, I'm
Aaron,
full
would
up
you
on
like to
legal
do this
stuff.
year? And I'll
Yes.
assume
You
and
two
beg
do
and
this year,
plead that we
next
can
year,
go back
I've
next year,
done
so you and I can go.
Okay.
That sounds good.
I like it.
All right, those are the only things I had on my list. You all covered many of the others, the celebratory events that are happening. Any other comments for the good of the group?
Nothing else for me.
Wait, nobody else is doing the Outsiders mock trial, right? There can only be 2 of us.
I think they asked the lawyers, is my guess.
We don't put much value in that.
Maybe if they want me to be
Does
like
make sense.
pony
All right.
boy or something.
Fair enough.
Okay, got it.
Any other questions, concerns, comments? All right, the second part of our board discussion is a legal settlement that we need to come to agreement on. We are looking to settle a lawsuit that was inherited from the prior board, and have had a chance to look through the settlement. Has everyone had a chance to look at it, get all questions answered? We had an executive session at the beginning with our legal team to make sure we understood all the pieces.
Yeah, so I'll quickly recap it for anyone who's listening.
Okay.
About 2 years ago, there was a meeting. A speaker was very adamant about something. He was directed out of the meeting. He was removed from the meeting at the direction of the prior board president. And so he filed a lawsuit saying that we've discriminated against the viewpoint of his speech and that the public comment policy was unconstitutionally vague and so on. And so there was a mediation. We were brought a proposal to settle it. And Wendy and I spoke to our lawyers a few weeks ago and got some advice on it. We all discussed in an executive session that we started here at 6 o'clock. And essentially, the request is to, in order to dismiss the case, there is a request for the board to do some training on what the rules are around public comment in a board meeting. There's a request for payment of attorney's fees, which is part of the statute on this, and there's a request to amend the public comment policy. And so we leaned on our lawyers to work them down as low as we could on the number for the attorney's fees. We looked at the proposed education piece of it, the training on public comment, which is something that we had asked for anyway, actually, back early in the year. And then the content of the policy changes. And so, to kind of summarize them, my personal take on it. So the policy changes, and this is, we read the policy at the prior meeting, so it's been out there for the public, anyone who wanted to check in on it. The gist of the policy changes are that it would change the language in the current policy that says presiding officer may request an individual stop speaking or leave when that person does not observe reasonable decorum. Change it to language that says that they can be removed when they disturb, impede, or render infeasible the orderly conduct of the meeting. So it's designed to take some of the judgment or discretion out of it as to what constitutes a reasonable decorum. There are a few other changes. For example, the board can suspend the operation of the rules rather than the chair of the meeting, that kind of thing. So there are, I think, in my judgment, fairly minor changes that help remove some of the uncertainty around what speakers can do. The general rule is that we can't discriminate on the viewpoint of the speech, and so the policy changes are designed to cabin us in a little bit of that, make sure everyone gets a fair chance to speak whether we agree with them or not. So I think they're good changes. My personal view is that we should adopt that policy change as part of this settlement. The other two pieces, as I said, we had previously asked for some education, I guess, on some of these issues anyway, and so we've got a proposal from one of our lawyers to give us some education about public comment, but also about open meetings and public records and so on. And so we've talked a little bit earlier today about scheduling that for a future date. So it's, again, something we wanted anyway. And then the number. Again, it's pretty clear to me from what happened in that meeting that if we continued to fight, we would lose this case, and we'd have to pay a larger number to after we lost, and not to mention our own lawyers. And so we've been able to negotiate them down as low as we possibly can. And so in my view, this is the best settlement we're going to get, and I think we should do it. I hate to spend the money to do it, but we inherited this from 2 years ago, and this is our opportunity to get off the plate. So my personal view is that we should approve the settlement, which is, again, available in board docs for anyone who's listening, and adopt the policy change as well.
And I don't think just from your perspective, our lawyers also advise us that pursuing it in court would cost significantly more than what we got.
That's correct.
Yeah. I brought this up at our work session last time. I feel there's still some room for subjectivity depending on how someone wants to interpret what it means to disturb or impede a meeting, but I think it lays more clearly what the board is permitted to do and the behaviors of the speakers than our old policy did. So it's a step in the right direction for sure.
I would agree.
Yeah, there's no such thing as a perfect policy, but this is a little more clear. I think it's a good change.
So, Alana, do we need to vote on the settlement and then separately on accepting the new policy? Are those embedded in one motion?
I would have embedded in one motion.
Okay.
Oh,
I think we
Jeff's
should
saying
do
two.
two.
Okay.
I think
We're
that would
going
be
with the
smart.
lawyer.
I also agree too.
Okay,
The
two
second
separate ones
lawyer,
then.
I've been overruled.
It's good to have a smart
How
board.
about
That's
we
good.
take the legal settlement first and then we'll vote on the policy?
Okay. Were there any other comments? I didn't mean to cut everyone off. I was just thinking mechanics in terms of understanding that piece. Okay. Can I get a motion then to settle the lawsuit and vote on the agreement?
I move that we approve the settlement agreement as presented.
Second.
Mr. Nye?
Yes.
Ms. Wazowski?
Yes.
Dr. Simmons?
Yes.
Mr. Ward?
Yes.
Dr. Strickler?
Yes. And secondly, in our second reading of PO 169.1, public participation at a board meeting, can I get a motion to go ahead and accept the new version of the policy?
I move that we approve I move that we amend policy 0169.1 as presented.
Second.
Mr. Nye?
Yes.
Dr. Simmons?
Yes.
Ms. Wazowski?
Yes.
Mr. Ward?
Yes.
Dr. Strickler?
Yes. Thank you. Jeff, thank you for the help with the verbiage. Accept, approve, make sure I get it right. So, all right. Just before we go to executive session, I just want to let everybody out in the audience know that we do not intend to take any action tonight, and the next scheduled board meeting is May 5th at Central Office. It is one of our meetings that focuses primarily on just the opportunity for board discussion to move work forward. So I didn't want to wait till the end, assuming we were going to be a little bit tonight. Sorry, Jason.
However, there will be a special meeting in connection with interviews next week, just for interviews though. They won't be
Oh,
business
correct.
meetings. The next-
Yes. April 20th will be the first special meeting
we
where
will
we
be
start
meeting,
board
so,
interviews.
right.
Great point. Thank you. So, all right. Dr.
Just,
Simmons.
Dr. Strickler gave a update on where we are in our process and kind of the purpose of tonight's executive session related to the superintendent search. So then pursuant to Ohio Revised Code, section 121.22G3, I hereby move that the board adjourn to executive session to meet, oops, I'm sorry, I was reading the wrong one, wasn't I? Is that the right one? Yes. Scratch that. Pursuant to Ohio Revised Code, section 121.22G1, I hereby move the board adjourn to executive session for the purpose of considering the employment of a public employee or official.
Second.
Dr. Simmons?
Yes.
Mr. Nye?
Yes.
Ms. Wazowski?
Yes.
Mr. Ward?
Yes.
Dr. Strickler?
Yes. Thank you all.
My